Alright YouTube fam, I have been using the Galaxy S25 Ultra for the last couple of weeks and I am in love with this phone so far. I wanted to make a really quick video and just show you guys what I use on the Galaxy S25 Ultra and what I use it for so far. Flipping it over here, this is my always on display. I typically prefer a larger clock. And as you see here, here is my daily brief, which by the way is absolutely useless. Whenever you jump into here, I only have my weather. So that's really strange. I even went in here and chose content to include and checked a lot of stuff. I didn't want traffic updates and I didn't want news, but I expected a lot more. Here is my home screen. This is the stock One UI launcher on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And I have just made a few adjustments, downloaded a couple of apps in order to get this look. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So in order for your One UI launcher to look something like this, the app you want to download immediately is called GoodLock. So what you do is you jump to the Samsung store, you do a search and you locate GoodLock, you install it, you open it, and then you have access to a slew of extensions. So these are all of the extensions I have personally installed. But as you see here, there are a lot of other extensions that I haven't tried yet. Now the ones you need for a setup similar to mine is Theme Park and Home Up. Let's go ahead and jump into Home Up first. And the cool thing about Home Up is you can choose this home screen option and you can customize your home screen's way of thinking. So for example, jump here into the app icon option and I have my icon size set to the smallest, and I also have turned off my labels for the home screen and I left my labels on for my app drawer. And as you see, there are no labels on my actual home screen icons, but whenever I swipe up, all of my apps do have labels, which is exactly how I wanted it. So that's what that looks like. We'll jump back here and there are a lot more settings you can actually go in and play around with. Now one thing I also did was choose the home screen grid and give it the largest option, which is 7x7. It gives me the ability to add a bunch of apps just like that. Now, one thing you also can probably notice is that my particular home screen does not have a dock down here below. GoodLock and Home Up actually calls it your favorites. Now, I went ahead and unchecked the show favorites option. And whenever you uncheck that, your dock down here is actually gone, which I love the way this looks without it. So that's the reason I did that. But you can play around with that and you could choose a different number of favorites. And you can also choose if you want the favorites on or off. So that's cool. App list, I went ahead and left that the same. Folder size, I left the same, which I'll probably adjust that here pretty soon. And then there are just a few other options here as well. So check out Home Up and see what you can do with your home screen. But as you see here, there are a lot of different adjustments you can make. You can adjust your edge panels and your task changers as well, which is awesome. Now jumping backwards back into GoodLock, in order for you to get icons like this, you have to download a icon pack. Now the icon pack I'm using is called One Pro Dark Icon Pack. Now this is a paid icon pack. This isn't sponsored by them or anything like that, but I found this and it's cool because once you install it, the theme app that we just looked at within GoodLock, the Theme Park app, actually allows you to go in and choose this particular icon pack and set it as a theme, which once you click the icon option here, and I was playing around with a couple of different things, but I went ahead and created a new theme called Dark. And whenever I did that, choose edit. And whenever I went in and did that, you can actually go in and individually change your icons per app. Change icons up here. It gives the ability for me to change an individual application. So for example, if I want Gmail here and I want Gmail to have a icon from this particular icon pack, I can go in and choose whatever icon I want for Gmail, as you see there. So you can choose individual icons, but what I went ahead and did was choose the icon pack option by clicking right here, choosing the icon pack, and it goes ahead and puts all of the icons from the icon pack as the indicated icon for the indicated app. Now when I jump back, all of my icons are now, boom, using that new icon pack. So that's awesome. So we'll run through the apps real quick and I'll show you what are my favorite apps to use on this phone. I've got YouTube Studio here. This is how I manage all of my YouTube account comments and uploads and descriptions and things like that. I've got Gmail, that's self-explanatory. I use X, and X is actually where I got that wallpaper here that you see. And I'll show you the account I actually use to download wallpapers. So if you are inside of X, you can actually search this guy, which is Aesthetics X. He absolutely has the best wallpapers. So for example, you scroll through his feed, you locate the wallpaper you want. And I say, man, that looks good. I usually jump back to this screen, hold down on the wallpaper, and then choose Save 4K Photo. And that gives me a 4K version of the shown wallpaper, so I can put it on my home screen. See, we have Instagram, Reddit, Play Store, and YouTube. YouTube is the GOAT app, obviously, which is what you're watching right now. I use YouTube a lot for not only media consumption, but also content creation. So of course, YouTube had to be on my main home screen. And I actually go in and I search for different apps, different icon packs, etc. quite a bit. So it only makes sense for me to have the Play Store on my home screen as well. Reddit, I use a lot. I like to look at different subreddits of phones that I'm currently using to get different people's perspectives and setups and troubleshootings for issues, you know, things like that. So I do use Reddit quite a bit. Last but not least, on my main screen is the Pixel Clock widget. So you just head over to the Play Store, search Pixel Clock, and it's typically the first thing that comes up. So this app is really cool because the customization is almost endless. I personally just used one of their built-in Pixel Clock widget clocks, but there is a lot of different options you can use. So you go to your widgets, scroll down to Pixel Clock widgets, and boom, you've got a lot of different options here to choose. The cool thing about this particular clock theme here is I can swipe down and choose dark theme, and that clock disappears in the dragon's head. That's badass. That's the main home screen here. If we swipe over, we have our weather widget. And the Samsung weather app is actually very nice. I like the design of it. It's very similar to what OnePlus and Google have, and I think it's done very well. It gives you all of the data you need, plus other data that I don't necessarily need. But I feel like it's a well done weather app. So I do use the built-in weather option. And then this particular widget is the battery widget. I know it's small, so I have to zoom in here for you guys. The cool thing about the battery widget on this is that, of course, it shows my phone battery because I am not one that likes having the phone battery number here. So of course it shows the phone battery there, but if I connect Bluetooth headphones that support this feature, it actually allows you to see the battery for whatever Bluetooth device is that is connected to this phone. So I think that that's really cool. And then just looking down at these favorites here, we use the Hue app for all of our Hue lights that are throughout the house. We have a camera shortcut, the Samsung Internet browser, which I actually like the Samsung Internet browser a lot. I honestly use this browser on all of my Android phones as well. So I think Samsung does a very good job with the browser, with their ad blocker and other extensions that are available, along with the AI features that Samsung has implemented into this phone and into this browser. So I do like the Samsung browser a lot. Then we have Ring for security. We have TikTok. Everybody knows what TikTok is at this point. And then we have Amazon. So I think here we just have emails. And then on this screen, we have our notes widget. So this is just a widget that quickly takes you to different sections of your notes. So you see here. So that's a must-have widget for me. And one of the cool things about Android now, a lot of the manufacturers now have a enlarged folder, which essentially just allows you to click directly into an app without clicking on the folder first. So that's the old way of doing it. And then this is the new way. But I have my YouTube Music. That is what I use for music. Since I pay for YouTube Premium, it only makes sense to use YouTube Music versus Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that. And then I just have a few games here. We've got Call of Duty, we've got Genshin Impact, we have Call of Duty Warzone, and then we have Retro Bow. I think I have other games installed on this phone, but these are the main ones I use, so that's why they are in this folder. And then this is kind of like my content creation folder. So I use the GoDaddy Studio app in order to create all of my thumbnails. So if I click here on projects, I just have a list of all the thumbnails I made recently. But this is how I make all of my thumbnails. That is the Collabs app. That is what I use for my affiliates. I have Google Photos, which is what I use for managing the majority of my photos virtually in the cloud, which is awesome. And then just a few more apps here. We've got PixArt, Visco, and Adobe Lightroom. Adobe Lightroom is godsend. This is typically the app I use for all of my photo editing features. This is the app I use for all of my photo editing, bar none. If you have not used Adobe Lightroom, you're really missing out. Now onto my last screen here, I just have a widget for my last read book, which I don't think I've read anything on this. I don't think I've read anything on this particular phone just yet, but that is the Libby app, and I also have it right here. Now the cool thing about this is you can actually go in and use your library card to rent books directly through your library account on this app. So this to me is a game changer. I love the Libby app. And then last but not least, we have our Amazon Kindle app. Swiping up here, I have a few other apps here you guys can look at. Dynamic Spot is a cool app. This is a dynamic island type app for Android. So if I turn it on here and then do a test, you guys see what that looks like. And the cool thing about this is you can actually customize it. So I made it to where mine in particular is a lot more squared off, which gives me Samsung Note or Ultra vibes, right? Now I've currently got that turned off, but it is a cool app that I have played around with quite a bit. That's Dynamic Spot Pro. Scrolling down here, I also use MKBHD's Panels app for wallpapers quite a bit as well. I love the way this app is designed. And I search in here every once in a while just to see if there's anything new. There typically doesn't seem to be that many new wallpapers implemented, but I do play around in this and see if there's any wallpapers I can install. But I'll typically grab all of my wallpapers from that aesthetics account on X. Now, if you guys don't know, the Google Rewards app is an app that allows you to enter surveys for Google and actually pay you Google Play money as a reward for your surveys. I've actually done this for years, and I have made so much money on this app that I have never ever bought a app, a book, or movie or anything from the Play Store with my own money because I use the Google Play Rewards survey money. So if I click here and choose reward history, over the years, I have made $360 with them. Now that is with 1,182 surveys, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, Google has paid me $360 over the years. Now I will say typically the points or the money does expire. So as you see here, it says part of your balance is expiring on September 24th, which is fine. I'll probably use it before then, but this app is a must download. And I'm sure they're probably stealing your data, etc. I don't really care. Google knows everything about me, so I might as well get paid for them to have it, right? So yeah, guys, that's really about it. That's my home screen setup. That is what is on my Galaxy S25 Ultra. I have a lot more content coming on this phone. If you like this style or if you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this particular video or if you like this setup or if you learned something new, then go ahead and like this video. Let me know in the comments down below what phone you all are using, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.